Hello, everyone. This week, you are getting exclusive access to Daniel and my new news episode. That's what you're going to be hearing. And Daniel and I just recorded it. And then there was a lengthy conversation about, is this one good enough to be the one that we give them as a Monday episode? And we're not sure. And I hope that kind of naked insecurity is endearing, as opposed to, in these times when everyone is begging for your attention, I really feel like what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to say, if you don't listen to this episode, you're going to lose all your friends and your teeth are going to fall out. Are going to fall out, and your life will be in shambles. And you won't know what's going on. This episode it stands between you and ruin of a financial and social and spiritual sort. But that is bullshit. And I'm not in the mood for that level of bullshit. So what I'm going to say is, this is the 5th or the 6th news episode that we've done. We're still finding our footing. We're still figuring out what kinds of stories to cover. This one is a little, we kind of leaned into more hard news, political news on the other episodes. This one has less of that, even though there's a little bit here and there. But yeah, why not give you guys a taste of what we're doing? Unless you taste it and then you're like, puh, I don't want that in my mouth. In which case, I guess that's feedback I'd like to hear as well. Here you go. Enjoy. Oh, and if you're like, by George, I do need this in my ears and mouth, patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Here you go.
It's the news with Alison. Alison Rosen is your best friend. Breaking news.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to what I believe is the 5th or 6th episode of our very special and very exclusive Patreon-only news episode. I'm sitting here in the pod cabin with your husband and mine, Daniel Quantz.
Ugh.
You saw me going for the drop and you were pausing.
I was waiting for the drop. Hello.
I know. A horrible thing has happened. I cannot find the Quantz drop.
Oh, boy. Ugh.
I just have that. So you might have to do a live Quantz.
Quantz.
Yeah. All right. So far, I would say the reception has been positive to the news episode, except...
Oh, yes.
There's one person.
Powerful accept.
There's a strong...
Well, there's a couple. There's a couple accept, isn't there?
No, I only got one. I've seen some unpleasant comments this week, but only one was related to the news episode.
Oh.
It was someone who said that they can't listen to us because we're so misinformed, and they're just like screaming at it, sort of like when they used to scream at the Adam Carolla show. And then I'm like, which story made you scream the most? Because I'm trying to get it. Because generally, I'm open to the notion that I'm wildly misinformed or something like that. I'm not really, but I could be if you make a compelling argument. But in general, I have found that when someone makes that kind of comment, they are upset with something political that, like, either they're way to the left of you or way to the right of you, and whatever you said offended them. What's going on with your shoe?
I'm just tying it.
Okay.
Not a big deal. Let's move on.
I can't. You know how I am. You know that now we have to talk.
We have to do 10 minutes on the fact that I'm tying my shoe. Dude, chill.
It just seems like more than just... It seems like more than tying.
It's a boot. So
okay.
It's a boot tying my shoe. That was my Canadian accent.
Oh, okay. So anyway, I just wanted to get a sense of like... Did we say something negative
you replied
about
to this person, right?
I said which story made you scream the most, because it's like we weren't particularly kind about Kristi Noem's puppy and goat killing. Like, did it relate to that, or did we say something
About the Iran war.
Right. And because we could have angered someone because I feel like we were actually very, very, I feel like we had a pretty nuanced, makes it sound like I'm trying to hold up our opinion, but we said like, we don't know where it's going. It's good to remove a brutal dictator, but it seems they don't know what they're doing. I feel like that's really all over the place, but who knows? But anyway, this guy hasn't written back yet. I still am wondering, how did we do you wrong?
I could literally I can't think of what this person
I know, it's
is reacting
frustrating.
to, and I can imagine, like you pointed out, that he could be on either side.
Yeah.
He could be mad because he's a right winger. He could be mad because he's a left winger.
Or in your story about DMT making people see self-dribbling basketballs and aliens, I was very dismissive. Although, now normally this is the kind of thing that would come up on a Monday show, but I'm going to mention it.
Okay.
We saw Elliot's big performance, and there were a couple kids dressed like basketballs, like running around the stage.
This is breaking news.
It's breaking news. And I turned to you and I whispered, am I on DMT?
Yeah, that was good
and
stuff.
Oh, the laughs that I gave myself. I was like, yeah, you still got it.
It was a self-dribbling
Then
basketball.
I licked my finger and made a sizzle sound when I touched my arm. Not really. I did not do that.
I would just like to first of all,
yeah,
I think I made a pretty strong point, or I was trying to make a pretty strong point in the last episode that we don't. Yeah, I'm not informed more than I'm informed. I'm acknowledging that there's going to be gaps in our knowledge because there's always going to be gaps in our knowledge because we can't know everything. We're limited to what information we're given. I use that analogy of we're all in a windowless room and trying to make up our mind about what's going on in the room next door when all we're given are little pieces of information from someone who claims to have been there, or maybe a photograph. We have no idea. And I was thinking, it's even worse than that. It's like two people come in our room, and each is telling you what's going on in that other room, and each is telling you something different. And so we all have to decide who we trust. Do you trust this guy or do you trust this guy?
We have questions. That's what I would say.
And then I'll be off my fucking thing about it. It's none of us should be that certain about anything. And so what I ask you, the listener, the dearest listener, the loves of our life, is if you are fuck these assholes, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Maybe tell us what it is.
Yeah.
I'm open to whatever. I am fully open to the idea that there's something I don't know, something that I have not heard before, something I'm not understanding. I get nothing. I have no ego tied to this. So,
you don't?
Not this. I'm not a news guy.
But don't you have a little ego tied to it?
Listen, not. Which? No, I don't think so.
Let's do some news, and also,
I think that we should
move on.
What I mean is, I don't have ego tied to what I'm reporting, what we're talking about. If I gave an opinion, I think it's good that the Ayatollah was taken out, and you're well, what you don't understand is actually, X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to be feel attacked by that,
right?
I may still disagree with you, but I'm not going to feel somehow what
Are you going to feel duty?
Yeah. No. Anyway, so that's all.
Okay. Yes, agreed. So scurvy is on its way back. It's coming back. Now, do you know what scurvy is, Daniel?
Scurvy, is this this is what British people get?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Is it what? It's not British people, but British ruffians. Scurvy is something you get. No, scurvy is something you get on a boat.
I associate it with boats as well. Are you thinking of some kind of hooligan-born disease?
Well, I was thinking it was a lack of vitamin C, but that's Lyme's disease.
Ooh, it's actually, you're right. I thought that scurvy, it's a vitamin C deficiency.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, no, Lyme's disease. Okay, see, this is why I didn't go to med school. Lyme's disease is what you get from ticks.
Lyme disease.
Lyme
yes.
disease.
But the reason.
So actually, this is the real Lyme disease because you need the vitamin C from the lime.
Yes. The reason you're associating it with Lyme disease is because I believe, unless this is apocryphal.
Limeys. They called them limeys.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Because they were being given limes to prevent scurvy because limes or citrus has vitamin C in it. So they would eat limes to prevent scurvy.
See, I knew all of this shit tied together.
You were so close to it.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. So you'd be surprised how often doctors are seeing it nowadays. And the reason that it is on its way back, one of them is because of GLP-1s, or as you like to say,
well, one.
Yeah, so there's malnutrition happening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So common scurvy symptoms to watch for: fatigue or weakness, moodiness, joint pain. Well, I think I have it. And then as the deficiency progresses, you may see the following symptoms: swollen, purple, or bleeding gums, skin that bruises easily, tiny pinprick hemorrhages on skin, dots surrounding hair follicles or hair that grows like corkscrews. Ooh, like head pubes. Poor wound healing, thin, brittle hair, poor immunity, or an increased susceptibility to infections.
That's crazy. Another side effect of these gulps ones is wearing black wide striped shirts and saying things like "hoist the mainsail."
It's weird. And then also, you know what song I've had stuck in my head for years?
Tell me.
What do you do with a drunken sailor?
Is this because of the brief fascination we all had with shanties? Shanties?
No, I learned it in my recorder class.
But did it come back?
No, it just never went away. But then you know this song too, right?
It's literally the only song I remember doing on the recorder.
Oh, you learned it on the recorder too.
I think it's the recorder song.
First of all, does everyone have recorder class?
I think. Well, I always chalked that up to that was the only instrument we learned because none of us. It was a school where we didn't have very much money, and it was the cheapest instrument you could buy.
Right, but I went to a private. You're not on the mic anymore. I went to a private school, and we did recorders. They were gold recorders. No, they were just cheapo recorders.
Yeah, that's what's blowing my mind because you went to a fancy person school.
Right.
The fancy fucker school over here. All the kids get violins.
Yeah. How did you feel about recorder? Because I fucking loved it, and it was so lame. It was so lame to like it. You had to pretend you didn't like it. Not me.
The only songs that really sound good on the recorder are Baroque, medieval, songs to God. Songs where you're trying to impress God.
Let's both sing "Drunken Sailor," and then we'll move on to something else. 1, 2, 3. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Put him in a lifeboat and throw him over. Put him in a lifeboat and throw him over. Put him in a lifeboat and throw him over. Early in the morning. Uh-oh. How does it go after that?
I don't know.
There's so much more.
Wow.
All right. So it's GLP-1s, intermittent fasting, the protein craze. It might be happening at the expense of fresh fruits and vegetables, and then low-calorie eating.
So that's why I take a fuckload of vitamins and minerals.
Yes.
You got to supplement.
But have your eyes open because some of these extra things you're supplementing with can have effects on the kidneys and various other things.
Really?
They can lead to kidney
doctor?
stones. Yes.
Like what?
A lot of vitamin C and a lot of creatine is not that can lead to kidney stones.
Oh, really?
Check with your own doctor.
Dr. TikTok?
Excuse me, Dr. ChatGPT. All right. I have a big ass article here from New York Magazine, which it's what New Yorkers make, and
Mhm.
they surveyed a ton of New
Salaries.
Yorkers. Yeah. Pottery, doodles, your name on a grain of rice, pickles.
Mayonnaise,
You think people are making homemade mayonnaise?
like artisanal mayonnaise, and
Yes. Fancy ketchup.
aiolis and fucking pickled everything, and
Yeah. Various sauces of all kinds. So, they surveyed them on the salaries they make. And I worked at Time Out New York, which was a competitor to New York Magazine. Like, if they ever
Yes.
found out that you wrote for New York Magazine, you were in trouble or possibly would lose your job. I'm sure it was vice versa. But I read this article
Mhm.
and I found myself agitated and enraged.
Why?
I'll get to that. And I was like, oh, this is what New York Magazine does so well. They're so good at provocative
Is that
pieces.
their thing?
Provocative pieces that cover the power class in New York. Whereas Time Out New York is much more accessible. But New York
Mhm.
Magazine is like, it's like a little bit harder. It's a little bit more elite. So anyway, it angered me because some of these salaries are so fucking much. It's because it made me feel bad about myself. To be quite honest.
Oh, yeah. I have a tag on this that'll make that something that made me feel bad about myself, but good.
All right. Now it'll be interesting to see your reaction to some of these salaries because you and I famously got into a bit of a disagreement
Ugh.
years ago.
Ooh.
Because
Hobby Lobby?
no. We found out how much a certain person makes. And I was like, that is so much work to only make that much. And then you're like, that's not such a little amount. And I'm like, but for all that work, it kind of is. And we were going back and forth about whether, and then, yeah. So anyway, maybe some of these things, we'll see. We have a different scale, I guess. So, man, we start off small, but not.
So these are professionals.
Manhattan
salaries.
dog walker.
See then.
How much do you think a Manhattan dog walker
Oh
makes?
my god! I mean,
Because that started me off going, what?
90.
Oh, you're right. 92. Doesn't that seem like a lot?
Yes.
But I mean, it's hard to live in New York. But at the same time, like,
Everything's higher because it's expensive to live there.
yes, but isn't 90, like, that's a lot to make from dog walking. But maybe it's not.
But if you
she
think of
charges
it-
$40 an hour.
But if you think of it in terms of cost of living, that person is probably just skating by.
Psychoanalyst,
Oh fuck. 250.
$325.
320. Okay.
Head of engineering at an AI startup.
Head of engineering at an AI startup,
Yeah.
$1 million.
$2,450,000, and then they break it down. So that's $450,000 is the base salary from dividends, and then $2 million in equity.
Okay.
And then here, so they interviewed each one. This is the AI person. AI companies are offering these eye-catching amounts on paper, but
But
the
that's
only
if-
way to support compensation at that level is by diluting employees' equity. I don't even know what that means.
But equity is you own a share. It's not like you have that money in the bank.
Oh, I see.
So like,
So he only or
AI
she only gets $450,000 a
I
year.
think, the rest can vest and become even more, right?
All right. Sex worker.
A sex worker.
Mhm.
I mean, like a high end escort type thing,
So they
or a
made
stripper. Like what? Do they have strippers in New York? I don't think they have.
Yeah, I think they do.
They used to.
I don't know how to answer that. I don't know. I think it's they call it escorting.
I mean that. 1.5 million.
284,000. 104 from taxable income, 160,000 from non-taxable income, 20,000 from investment. So she says, in 2024, I made 800,000, and the year before that, I made 1.2 million.
Oh, see.
But last year, she took a maternity leave.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not. So I was right.
So I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. And then I thought, well, that's the point.
Yeah, but
Because I
also
don't
I think
think people get into sex work for the love of the game
I mean, from my experience,
as a
escorts,
sex worker.
yeah, and like in a power customer, that's what
Yeah.
they call guys like me. You know, I think it's like in the tens of thousands of dollars per visit. I don't think it's not like street hookers.
And how much do they make? 92,000.
Well, that's just
Okay.
yeah.
Interior designer,
Oh my god, that's got to be like 2 million.
1.5 million.
Okay,
That how do you know they make this much? I didn't know.
I'm doing the New
interior-
York inflation. I'm
Okay.
doing the like how expensive it costs to live in New York.
Midtown pastor.
Oh, a pastor?
Mhm.
150.
67,200.
You said 90 was the lowest.
No, I said we're starting small.
Oh, I thought you were starting the smallest.
No, no, it's not. It's not
Okay.
in order. Okay, a ghostwriter.
Nothing. They're ghosts.
164,768, and then you're.
But they can't spend it.
It's hard for them to. So it's like, oh, that poor. And then you go step back and you're like, that's 6 figures. It's fine.
Well, like average salaries have gone up. And like it used to be, I remember, in my mind, you know, because I'm basing it off of what I made when I was starting out.
Right. I don't
Like-
think this is a starting out
No,
ghostwriter.
put New York aside, just
Okay.
nationwide. Like I started out making so little.
Same. I
And I
started out
remember-
with making 30,000.
And I remember when I hit like 90, I felt like I was like so fucking, like
Yeah.
I was, oh my God, I'm making so much money right now. But 90 is the like low end now. Not to,
For what careers though?
just general like white collar salaries. Like it's, not to bum anyone out, but this is just what I read. Like it used to be like 60, like starting
Yeah.
salaries, like the just getting in on the ground floor at a studio or something, you'd be making like 60. My first job, I was making like 30. I was making under 30. So
Yeah.
like that was, but that was poverty at the time. That's so, but like 45, 50 was like starting 60. Now that same job is like 90 something.
Right. Yes, I remember when I was at Time Out New York, by the end I was making like 55. And I spoke, a headhunter hunted my head and was like, you know, you would be making like 90 at a different magazine.
Yeah.
So I wonder well, those jobs don't exist anymore. And I
But the
wonder
thing
what
is, like,
jobs
cost of living went up too. So you go like, oh my gosh, but it's like you can afford the same amount. It's like the effective difference is nothing.
Influencer.
I mean, what does that even mean, influencer?
Art dealer.
But wait, what's influencer?
I have no idea. You're
What do they
asking too
make?
320,000.
What?
Let's see.
What is that? What?
250,000 from social content and brand partnerships, 60,000 from consulting, 10,000 from selling clothes. I have more than 300,000 followers across Instagram and TikTok, but Instagram is where I make 70% of my money.
So 300,000 followers gets you $300,000.
I don't think it does, though. I've heard of people who say they have that much and they don't make anything. Okay, there's like, this is so long, so I'm just going to go through. Surrogate.
Oh shit. Well, so that's tricky because like you figure they make a lot for the job, but they can only do like
Right.
one a year. So I would say 250,000.
109,000. They don't make
People-
as much as you think.
People are only paying 109,000
So
for surrogate.
55,000 from surrogacy, 54,000 from substitute teaching.
I mean, in a way, I would like the surrogate to make more money for that because it
Yeah.
feels like that's a hell of a thing to do
Yeah.
for only that amount of money. However, I'm glad that the families that need a surrogate don't have to spend that much.
Well, you would be pilloried in the comments because I went to the comments to find other people saying things like, I felt good about myself till I read this list, because that's how I felt. But instead there was just a big debate about whether surrogacy is exploitative, which a lot of people think it is.
Why is it exploitative?
Because it's rich people, using the body of someone else.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No one's forcing anybody to be a surrogate.
That's the thing, is that that's a condescending point of view, because it's suggesting that I would say if we're not okay with surrogacy, are we okay with sex work?
If the only job that a person could do, a woman could do, if the only job they could do was surrogacy, then yeah, that's exploitative. But like a person in that,
they're choosing it.
They're choosing it, and I've seen interviews where they like being pregnant and they don't like that. I'm just so sick of that framing of everything.
Me too. Okay, consultant.
A consultant. That's another vague one, like McKinsey consultant.
It doesn't say.
I mean, fucking consultant. That's a racket. $500,000.
$17 million.
Yeah, it's a fucking racket.
Okay. Mid-career.
By the way,
artist.
consultancy is one of those things that's going bye-bye
with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that just freed up $17 million. A mid-career artist.
Mid-career artist in New York City.
Correct.
$350. 250.
150 from art sales, 100 from investment income. Okay, I'm going to keep moving on.
How does that person know they're mid-career, though? They could die tomorrow, and that would be late career.
I know. Manhattan plastic surgeon.
Oh, fuck. That's got to be 10 mil.
4 mil.
4.
Okay. A public middle school teacher.
80,000.
113,000. Private elementary school teacher.
200,000.
112,000. You think that there's a teacher in New York making $200,000?
Private? Those schools are fucking expensive to attend.
I know they don't pay, but they make more as a public school teacher than a private school teacher.
Good.
Interestingly.
Good.
Uber driver.
95.
100,000. Dentist.
2 mil.
1.2 mil. I don't think of dentists as so richly paid. Do you?
Yeah, I feel like a dentist is one of those things where you get a lot of people. It's a lot of churn, a lot of people coming through. So it's like
a lot of chattering.
That. So it's like, while the plastic surgeon may just do a few facelifts a week, the fucking dentist is doing
volume business.
It's volume business.
Right. All right. Just going through and seeing if there's anything else worth talking about in here, because there's just so many. Exterminator. Oh
my God. 120.
145.
That was close.
So this seems in line with what you think it should be?
Should be. I mean, sure. I don't know. Should. It's just like that's what the market is bearing right now in New York. I mean, like, it's so fucking expensive there. You can't live in New York City on $140,000 a year.
Is it more expensive there than here, though?
Yes. Because here, the thing about LA is, yes, it's expensive, like in LA, but you don't have to live in LA. You can live. It's a sprawl. You can go somewhere more affordable.
All right, let's hear one of your stories.
I don't know if it's more expensive than San Francisco, though. I think San Francisco.
No, San Francisco's probably way more.
Are you up on the whole Timothée Chalamet?
Only a tiny bit. I saw. Well, you fill me in. You tell me. You probably more up on it than I am.
He was having a convo with Matt McConaughey. It's McConaughey Chalamet, and Tim and Matt.
You call him Tim?
Yeah, I call him Tim, you know? Like he's Timmy Shalamini.
That's a fun fact.
Is it Timothy? Like, what's with the accent and the two E's at the end? Is it Timothy?
I don't know. I say Timothy. I actually don't ever say it.
But do you do that just because it rhymes?
I think, you know when I chattered my teeth earlier because it seemed funny, but then as soon as I did it, I was like, it wasn't that funny. I think I hurt my teeth.
So he was doing
I
this.
might have scurvy.
Okay, Timothée Chalamet got in some trouble this week because he was talking to Matthew McConaughey, and they were talking about their jobs, which is very hard as actors and in big movies. And the stories that came out said that what he had said is that nobody cares about the opera or the ballet.
Was he lamenting that?
I'll tell you what he said in a second. And oh my God, all hell broke loose. Professional ballerinas, and you don't want to get the professional ballerinas mad because that shit, they have tough feet and they'll crack those tough feet all over your face. And you had people like Doja Cat. You had Nathan Lane calling him a schmuck.
Wow. I know. Also, what I saw was it was like 20% off tickets to the ballet. Use code Chalamet. And then people were like, snap.
Yeah. But here's the thing. He didn't say that.
Oh. Here's
what he said. He said, I don't want to be working in ballet. He was talking about his fears of what's happening with the film business. He's like, I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive. And then he kind of realized, he was like, oh, I'm going to get in trouble. He's like, all respect to the ballet and opera people out there.
That's all he said?
That's what he fucking said.
Wait, that's all he said. So people are honing in on the I don't want to be working in ballet or opera.
Misunderstanding.
Yeah.
He is not saying, first of all, it's all true. What he said, all he's saying is that ballet and opera are not popular. They're not popular.
Right.
They're not popular.
You have to, if you are in ballet or opera, I imagine you're always trying to get people jazzed.
That doesn't
mean about it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean there aren't passionate people that are really into it, or even that it shouldn't exist or anything. He's not saying nobody cares about it. He's saying it's not popular enough to sustain itself easily. That it's a bit that these are art forms that have to struggle to keep people coming to make their money back.
But isn't he saying that film is that too? I mean, weren't they?
No, he's saying he doesn't. He wants to work in blockbusters. He doesn't want. He doesn't want the movie industry to become that, because we're the movie business is declining. Okay, with the box office is lower than it's ever been, and it's not getting. It's like we're probably gonna have a good year this year because there's actually a bunch of big movies coming out. But it's becoming more and more niche as.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
go ahead.
I don't know that I was disagreeing with you.
Don't agree with me.
And the fear in Hollywood, I can just tell you within Hollywood, is that movie theaters are going to start going away, and that this is going to become a niche art form. That you'll just have a few movies a year. This is happening.
So he's saying he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want that to happen,
and therefore he wants to work in blockbusters.
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay.
Maybe I should have, but I'm not a newsman.
Clearly. But you don't have your ego in it. That's the thing.
But also,
for you, it's not about ego.
I am proudly misinformed.
Ooh.
My only point with this, rather than honing in on it's twofold. One, how easily people are churned up by false representations of these headlines. Everyone's all pissed off. Doja Cat came back and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I commented on that. I was wrong. That's not what he said. I just did it for clout." Nobody. By the way, nobody ever apologizes. It was crazy that she did that.
She did it for clout.
Well, she said I only took shots at him in order to get attention.
I guess it worked because we're talking about it.
But then she apologized for it, which was cool.
Well,
she's a
good for
strange
DC.
bird.
I don't know what she looks like even.
Yeah.
Is she more defending ballet or opera?
She said she's never been to either. Like her point was
Well,
like, I
that's
don't
the
even
point.
care.
All right, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Someone's going to give you one ticket. You can sit anywhere you want. Because I was going to say front row, but I don't know if that's your favorite. So the perfect ticket right now to an opera or to a ballet. Which are you going to? I'm going to a ballet.
Ballet.
Why?
Well, okay, but I will say
Pavarotti listens.
I guess it depends on the ballet.
only
If it's
opera
fucking
singer I know.
fucking Swan Lake or like Nutcracker, probably. I mean, it depends. Like
What? I'm sorry. Which ballet would you want?
I'm
to see?
more interested in more modern ballet.
Is
like,
that a thing?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Would you think they only do Nutcracker
Yes.
and fucking Swan Lake?
Yes, I think that. And maybe I'm trying to name one other ballet. The Madame Butterfly.
I wouldn't want to see Swan Lake. I would see Nutcracker. I think that here's the thing.
Have
with
you seen
opera.
Nutcracker?
No,
You haven't?
I would see that.
I feel like that's all I've seen.
Here's what I want to say about that.
All right,
I've gone to see opera. Have you gone to the opera?
I have.
And I wanted to eat my own intestines.
I wanted it to be over.
I hated every single second of it. And it was here at, it was a really cool production here at the Dorothy Chandler or whatever the fuck. And even with that, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I was just like, please let there be a terrorist attack or something like that.
Oh, that's news we should have mentioned.
Well, let's
We
get
can
to it in a
that
second.
later. I want to tell you guys about a company that I love, and it is Factor Meals. You might be familiar. The reason I think you might be familiar is that we had a delivery of Factor Meals sometime sort of recently, and Owen was like, ooh, Factor Meals, they only take 2 minutes. And I was like, wow, the awareness of Factor is good for them. They're getting the word out. He encountered it somewhere. But anyway, yes, it takes 2 minutes. Factor delivers you delicious, fully cooked meals. There's all these different menus you can choose from, and I'll get into that in a second. But they're delicious, fully cooked meals. You put them in your refrigerator, and then you heat them up in your microwave, and then you have like a delicious meal in 2 minutes. It is so much easier, and for a number of reasons preferable than the kind of situation where you receive a box with a recipe card and a few ingredients, and then they're like, you do the work. No, Factor does the work. No refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, no refined seed oils, meals that fit your goals and schedule. So there's 100 rotating weekly meals. And then you can choose from high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean diet, GLP-1 support, ready to eat salads. And then they have a new Muscle Pro collection, which supports strength and recovery. It's always fresh. It's never frozen. Some of my favorite meals are the lemon caper chicken with mashed potatoes and haricot vert, cavatappi and meatballs with marinara sauce and garlic broccoli. I'm getting hungry. Smoky Gouda mac and shredded beef. I really like that one. With cauli or cali, depending on how you pronounce it, peppers, tomatoes, and cheesy macaroni. I guess you'd always say, so I'm remembering there was a debate many years ago on how to pronounce cauliflower. Some people say cauliflower and some people say cauliflower, which was what I say. And I got short-circuited when I saw cauli or cali. But you know what? I'm going to stop talking about cauliflower. The point is Factor meals are delicious. I cannot recommend them more highly. Head to factormeals.com/AlisonRosen50 off and use code AlisonRosen50 off. So that's Alison Rosen, lowercase ALISONROSEN 50 off to get 50% off and free breakfast for a year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. So again, that's factormeals.com/AlisonRosen50 off. Okay.
Lately, I've
You become opera
I
curious.
have gained an appreciation for opera because I think that to appreciate opera, that doesn't mean I want to go to the opera, by the way. But I'm inching closer to being willing to go to the opera.
Is this part of you exploring scents and now having an evening scent? Because we were talking about this last night. You're sliding into like a new terrain of existence.
I feel like
it involves scents.
I feel like somehow I'm like a planet that got captured in the orbit of a black hole, and somehow I'm being sucked into it. And what that is a new lifestyle of an extremely sensual person.
And opera is all about sensuality.
Yeah, just like
the most sensuous singing.
Yes, sensuality and high sophistication. This is not something I want for myself. It's not something I'm intending, but it's happening. And I feel it's weird. Like, because I want a hot tub now.
Right.
I want a hot tub.
And you're going to listen to opera.
And I have an evening scent.
You have an evening scent. Now our dogs have your evening scent.
And I might be going to opera. I don't know what's happening. I might have like...
I think I'm losing you.
Honey, if you find me purchasing statues of very thin panthers, sleek, powerful
they are, but
panthers,
they're tall but thin.
Or like Asian or African room dividers. Do you know what I mean? Like, then we have probably an intervention that needs to happen. Oh, she is such a queen. Silk. If I'm wearing a silk bathrobe all day.
You're becoming an older gay man.
No, I'm becoming it's a swinger core. Oh, she is such a queen.
I mean, you say that, but what you're describing, a silk robe, tall, thin cat statues, going to the opera.
Swinger. I call it swinger core.
I call it queen core. Okay.
Well, there's overlap. Anyway, the athleticism, for lack of a better word, of opera singers, that I didn't understand until recently. Now I would be interested in going in order to appreciate the singing.
I didn't realize that opera singers do not have microphones.
I think
this is what you told me. Is this true?
I don't know if it's true universally. I know that a good opera singer does not need a microphone, and that I think
that's nuts.
Yeah, they're actually, in order to be good enough to perform opera, like at in a good production, like in a good company, you have to train for like 10 years, like of just hardcore training.
Do opera singers use microphones? They generally do not.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's quite impressive. The problem with opera is twofold. I don't understand the fucking languages.
What's in Italian, first of all?
But they'll have the subtitles now, which is kind of neat. But even that, it's like, I don't want to read a play.
And I would, but I still didn't like it. I forgot that when I saw it, there were subtitles.
And the second part is that the storytelling is so antiquated.
Yes.
So even if you
modern
understand
opera, you need like an opera that's about the secret lives of Mormon wives.
But that's kind of what like Andrew Lloyd Webber and Les Mis and some of these things are.
But they're not opera.
No, but they're continuously sung.
Oh, right.
Plays.
Well, I love that. It's traditional
opera. That's what you're saying. Modern opera would be closer to that.
No, I'm saying, excuse me. I'm saying what we need is boring old non-microphoned opera in Italian, but the story is about something modern. But I still wouldn't want to go. So I guess we don't need that.
I don't know. It's a rough evening going to the opera. I would go see the Ring trilogy. I think that would be cool. Wagner. But only because he hates the Jews.
Thank you. Imagine if, by the way, I'm in the middle of a disagreement on Instagram with someone, and I just wrote the word sadistically, but I think I misspelled it. I wrote it like sadistically, like a sadistic ally.
Sadisticality.
And I also sometimes do that with publically, but I think it's just L-Y, A instead of A-L-L-Y.
I get tripped up with all the different L's. If there's multiple L's,
Yeah,
or
it's
multiple N's in words, and
it's a
it's
whole
just all
thing.
the
It is a whole unnecessary is one that's especially
too many.
trying.
I just whenever in doubt, I put 2 of every letter.
Do you know who? Like embarrassed
I
or
just- yeah,
Mississippi? Do you know who Kevin O'Leary is
no.
from Shark Tank?
Oh yeah.
He's on Shark Tank. Well, he says that Gen Z's resumes go right in the garbage if mom or dad shows up to the interview, but 1 in 5 are still doing it anyway. So Gen Z is entering the toughest job market in years, and millions, or as our son would say, dezillions. Although he actually asked me the other day, he said, is a dezillion 12?
Our son uses the word dezillion.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you point out that it was our son who said that?
Yeah, I did. I
Oh,
said,
okay.
as our son would say, dezillion.
Oh, sorry.
Usually, dezillion means like a bajillion, but he asked if a dezillion is 12, and I said no, that's a dozen. Okay, and dezillions are struggling with unemployment with a record number classified as NEETs, not in education, employment, or training. I didn't know that this is a term they use.
What does that mean?
NEETs, not in education, employment, or training.
Meaning
I don't know. So now
they're not doing anything to work for future employment.
I guess
or-
they're just floating. I mean, with a record number. Yeah. So I guess you could, if you're in education, meaning going to school. Is that what they're saying? Because I would think it should be necets, not students. I don't know. So now they're bringing a parental +1 to interviews to vouch for their skills and talents. 1 in 7.
Oh, that's why the parent
embarrassing.
comes. So oh.
Like as a character reference.
That's interesting. I thought when I first heard the story, I thought it was the parents just coming for moral support,
Yeah.
but they're not. They're coming because they are a reference.
I guess. But then 1 in 5.
So wait, is the parent in the interview?
Some of them actually bring them into the interview, I guess. And then also parents are just like cold calling people to try to get their kids jobs. Fitzsimmons did that, I think. Fitzsimmons, I think.
Called
He hooked-
friends, though. He was
I
calling
think
people
he
knows.
hooked up
Well,
his
that's
son
normal.
with a lead
That's
for a job.
That's nothing new.
Yeah. And then sometimes they ask their parents to help them negotiate their salary. It depends what the job is, because like we've had babysitters where I've had an awareness of their parents, and to me that just makes me say, oh, this is a younger person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean an awareness of their parents like their parent dropped them off, but like I remember there was something with one of our during like around COVID times. Oh, our babysitter's brother came back he's an actor, and he came back from a set having been exposed to COVID. So then we were worried. And I remember she said that her mom felt really bad about it. So I had an awareness of like, oh, she's discussing this with her mom. But also like, I think her mom was my age basically. But it did a little bit change how I regarded her. Not how I treated her, but how I regarded her and I sort of think of her, even though she wasn't crazy young, but I just thought of her as a little bit
She was
younger.
pretty young.
She was in her 20s then.
Yeah, but she's in her early 20s.
She had like just graduated college,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So that is pretty young.
Yeah, she was young.
It's different than like in our day though, when like 13 or 14-year-olds would babysit you. Now you would like get a babysitter for a 13 or 14-year-old, I think.
Right. Okay, so this guy is saying he wouldn't hire them if
Yeah,
they came with
he's
their
saying that is a big red flag
parent. Of what?
of someone you don't basic lack of workplace readiness, poor communication skills, and an inability to take feedback. That's what Gen Z is known for, apparently.
Well, but I don't know that that's implied by taking your parent. I think taking your parent might show that you're
Coddled.
very, very green and, but the other stuff doesn't necessarily follow.
Correct, it doesn't.
I don't know, like...
I actually would be charmed if I would be
I
kind
feel
of
like-
charmed by it. But then I would be hiring someone to like work on my podcast or something.
Yeah, like I just feel like it's so hacky for older generations to be like, boy, take a look at this young generation. They fucking suck. It's like you go back hundreds of years, you're seeing people write the same fucking thing. It's just that I think what a lot of us, like, okay, let's take us Gen Xers, right? Like, when we see that, it strikes us as, like, very coddled. Because you're like, because we largely were raised by...
You were a latchkey kid.
No, but as a generation, we were raised by inattentive parents.
Yes.
Like, the generation that raised us didn't give a fuck. They weren't around, and we were all largely left alone.
Right.
And so to us, we look at that and we're like, you're a bunch of fucking coddled little, babies. But it's like, no, they just had parents who were more involved in their life. Now, that can be, that can be fucking handicapping, right? But I don't know. The parent calling, I don't know. It's like, also, I'm sorry, but there's no fucking jobs for kids right now.
Yeah.
And so what is it? If the parent is there to be like a reference because they've never had a job before, is it really the kid's fault for not having another job? Because there's not a fucking whole shitload of jobs out there. Like, what kind of experience is it someone just entering the workforce supposed to have?
But what kind of reference is a parent going to be?
Well, I think that's silly. I'm not saying that's not silly. Yeah. I guess as someone who's hired people, if a parent came in, I wouldn't be thinking what he thought, but I would be thinking a little bit like, this is a pressure tactic. Like, you're bringing your parent here. What, like, are you... Like, is this supposed to intimidate me?
Who am I hiring? The parent or the kid?
Yeah, like I want to not have to have this other person here that I have to deal with. And so that would bother me. So I wouldn't like that.
Right.
So it's not a good move.
Like
to
when
bring
a publicist shows up for one of my podcast interviews.
Yes, exactly. Like, but I wouldn't be like. I mean, maybe I guess it would follow as like, this person always gonna. Is this person going to be a pain in the ass because their parent, if you bring your parent to a job interview, does that mean that like they're also going to be taking issue with everything and having, lots of notes from doctors and not coming into work and having like problems with the rules
it
and shit?
undermines your faith in them.
Yes, but so I guess I agree with Kevin O'Leary. I've come around.
But now, what if you were like hiring someone to work at your frozen yogurt shop? Because in the town that I grew up in,
then I wouldn't care.
Most high schoolers worked in froyo.
I'm talking about like corporate jobs.
Yeah. What was the froyo scene like in Tucson?
Well, I'm trying to remember the name of the popular froyo joints.
You got your Golden Spoon, your TCBY.
I think we had TCBY in Tucson.
Menchie's, maybe just be local.
In Tucson, yes, there was froyo. Tucson also had EG's, which is a local place.
Which your mom is all about still. The first time I was ever in Tucson, the way she said EG's, specifically, we might get some EG's, I was like, I don't know what it is, but I can tell from the way she said it, it's something local and exciting.
Yeah, it's like they serve like
slushies, right?
Yeah, they're sort of like slushies. They're really good. Tucson, I don't know if you know this, it gets very hot.
Is it E.G. or is it like EEGEES?
That's it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
And they had sub sandwiches, which they were fine, But it was all about the frozen drinks.
Daniel and I are having a bit of a disagreement over Subway sandwiches. I haven't been in maybe 15 to 18 years, but my recollection is it's pretty good. And you're like, no, it's the worst of the worst.
No, it's not the worst.
I don't mean Subway sandwiches generically. I mean specifically.
No. I never said
Subway.
They were the worst. The worst.
I think you said you'd rather eat a roach.
But that's not me saying they're the worst. The worst. That's me saying I've had enough Subway sandwiches. I've had enough of them.
Oh, just
I don't need
done?
more. What?
When you say it, do you mean the brand or do you mean
the brand
hoagie style? So you just mean you're done with. You've hit your quota.
I am
you're
done
at capacity.
with Subway, the chain.
Yeah,
I'm done with their sandwiches.
I thought you.
I mean, I would eat one.
Excuse me.
We were at an airport and there were
Excuse-
options. And so I was like, if there's options, I don't want it. If there's no options, I'll eat a fucking Subway
I
sandwich.
feel like I've recommended it a few different times.
And there's always other options.
Yeah, but I thought you're saying, I didn't realize you were saying, I, Daniel Quantz, am no longer in my lifetime in the mood for Subway. I
That's
thought you
it.
were.
That's
I didn't
correct.
realize you were saying that. I thought you were saying Subway is not good. I don't want my children to put it in their mouth.
No, they'd probably like it, but they also
what I was saying.
their diet is
They have bad
primarily
taste.
chicken McNuggets.
I know, not McNuggets. We're not made of money.
Nuggets.
just nuggets. But you made it sound like Subway is not good,
Right. So
as opposed to
me.
you don't. Yes, that's what you.
I'm
left
just
out.
sick of it. It's just a food that I am tired of eating.
When's the last time you had it?
It's been years.
Right, you hit capacity years
I
ago.
hit capacity years ago. Yeah.
What did you used to order there?
Oh, probably just like a turkey fucking sandwich. I don't think I had it. I have too much self-esteem to have a regular order at Subway.
But you had a regular order at Ralph's.
I did. Well, actually, the Ralph's near where I worked had a very good deli. They had Boar's Head. I would get, yeah, that was a good. They had good
Until that
sandwiches.
lady did you dirty with the mustard.
Oh my god, that guy. Fucking, you just see her putting it on that sandwich, and you're like, "That's not honey mustard." Yes, it is. And what did she say?
I don't know. I just know that you wanted honey mustard. She told you that she was using honey mustard. She was not using honey
No.
mustard.
I fucking know what honey mustard looks like. She doesn't.
So then what happened?
I don't remember. She was an older Italian broad too, and I was just like, "Oh, she is such a queen." No, opposite. She
I'll
was
never forgive.
Closer?
a what?
I said, is that closer?
Sure. Anyway, we made up though. Like, I saw her subsequently, and she was nice. Maybe, I just caught her on a bad day. But
I
also,
think that we should.
Move on.
learn your
Yes.
mustards if you're working at a deli.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any more stories, or should we wrap this up?
2 quick ones.
All right.
We'll make them quick.
Okay.
So the first story is a science story.
Ooh.
So apparently, scientists have, here's the headline: frozen brains reawaken in astonishing medical breakthrough. So you're familiar with cryogenics.
Yes.
The problem with cryogenics is, and always has been, that if you freeze a human brain cell or a human brain, the water crystallizes and severs the connection. So this idea that you can like freeze your head and then get unthawed, like even if they could have unthawed Walt Disney's
You'd have
head,
freezer burn.
well, it would be a brain that couldn't function.
Yeah.
Because the crystals become like little knives.
Mm.
Well, they have figured out how to freeze a brain so that those crystals don't form. It creates like a glassy structure around the cell, but does not damage the cell.
Is it a chemical that they're using, or
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not
Their
going
method.
to bore everyone with the science of it.
Yes. God forbid you bore us with details.
Yep, not going to do it. So then, what they did is they took some mice brains and
This is a mouse brain story?
they froze the brains, and then they unthawed them, and then they were able to
Put them
put
in a mouse?
electrical impulses, get the brains to function. It turns out that by doing this, the cells can theoretically function again, like they haven't been damaged. So what I'm
They
saying
haven't
is,
done it with a human brain, though.
yet.
Right. But I was like, because this is where my brain went,
Mm.
my temperate brain. My God, where did they get the brain to try this with? Because it had to have been a donation. Did they take a brain when someone was like on life support? I'm just like, how did they get this brain? But they got it from a mouse. I get
it's
it now.
always animals, honey.
Well, but your story, read the headline again.
Frozen brains reawaken.
Doesn't that make you like parentheses in mice?
Do mice not have brains that can reawaken?
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like this is speciesist.
I know.
Do you not think animals have brains? Okay, here's the other story. This isn't really a story. This is just something I want to point out. Maybe a mini rant of sorts.
Great.
So this week, there was a story about you remember that? I think it was the Sunrise Movement. Remember that group?
Nope.
They were a group of students, I think, who would go and they would
throw
protest.
Soup at paintings.
No, they would just protest at Nancy Pelosi's office, or they would do like climate activism. Okay. They
didn't throw one can of soup ever.
I don't think they were involved in that.
Okay.
That was a different group, but maybe, I don't know. They stormed a political office in Chicago of some candidate who is, I guess, taking money from AIPAC, and they barricaded the door or something, and they were chanting about Palestine. Okay.
That's the Sunrise Movement.
Yeah. Now,
so they don't just do climate.
I'm not sure they do climate anymore.
I associated climate with Sunrise with climate. I don't know why.
No, my point is they used to be climate.
I see. And now
it was only climate.
Got it.
And my point is the whole,
how childish used to be about our kids, and now
yes.
it's just about our butts.
The left used to be all about climate change. And I'm not saying this like now the way the right wing says it, like, oh, you weren't really serious. No, I think they were serious. But it feels like the left has just abandoned it as an issue.
It's solved, right?
No, it's not fucking solved. We are on track to have a very, very hot year this year, if not one of the hottest
100
ever.
degrees today.
California is going to probably have a drought later this year because we had a light snowfall, and we're like 25 degrees hotter right now than it's supposed to be.
Which is a lot, by the way. I heard that on the radio yesterday, and it's like, this gradual, like year after year, it's going up by 1 degree or something, which is like bad, but that doesn't alarm people. 25 degrees is a lot.
And it's getting hotter. Like, this is still a problem, and I don't understand. Like, I get it.
Here's the rant.
I get, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell the listeners, like, how you should feel about Israel-Palestine, okay? Like, whatever. Everyone has their thoughts about it. Go fuck yourself. Like, I'm so tired. But it's like, even if you're someone who's, like, really, really passionate about the Palestinian cause and Gaza and all that shit, it's like, okay, but, like, is that more important than fucking global climate change? And I want to point something out. Am I wasting this time with this bullshit? I want to point something out. Okay. We are currently, I don't know if you're aware of this.
Listen, if anyone listening is like, why has Tony gotten so bad with the drops? It's me. It's me doing it, and I'm trying to learn how, and I'm not good yet.
Nobody's saying that.
Nobody's saying what?
How did Tony get so bad with the drops? Tony doesn't do drops.
Oh, okay. Burn.
I love you, Tony. Is he listening to this? I don't know.
I don't know.
He does do them better than you.
That's what I'm saying. But I understand what you're saying, but the assumption, and by the way, if Tony's listening, do not reinforce that he doesn't do drops, because he told me, sidebar, he's like, I thanked him for the Eddie Pepitone drops, and then he's like, I'm not good at drops, but those, I thought you might like those ones or something like that. And I'm like, don't say that. You are good at drops.
This is not my fight.
I don't want Tony to have this notion that Tony, am not good at drops. I want Tony to be like, I'm a drop king. I'm a drop master.
He is a drop king.
But the point is, if someone's
we should just start calling him the drop king.
I call him Drops Thaxton. If someone's listening and they're hearing a lot of drops.
I like your attitude.
Listen to what I'm saying. If they're hearing a lot of drops, they're not going to assume this idiot is pushing the buttons. They're going to assume.
You're playing yourself.
Yeah. They're going to assume Tony is. And I just want to block. I want to be a human shield for any kind of anti-drop Tony thoughts. Send them to me, because I'm the one who's ruining this show with drops. Your turn, Daniel.
Okay, I just want to say I am someone who gives a shit about climate change. I am very, very concerned. Sorry if that's annoying to all you right wingers. Okay, but I think it's a real serious threat that is going to disrupt. So I could go on. But I just want to point.
You did. When I was in labor with Owen, you and my mom were talking about it. And I had to say, could you guys not, please?
But I'm just going to, and I'm going to make this fast. Guys, I love you. Thank you for listening. Okay, here we go. The United States military wrote a paper a while ago saying that climate change is a threat to national security. Okay?
Oh, right. You mentioned this.
So just keep that in mind. Well, why would the military think that it's a threat to national security? Okay. I know nobody probably is aware of this, but we are at war in Iran right now.
What?
Yes.
What?
Look it up.
What?
Ask ChatGPT or something. It's true. Okay. Last year, there was a huge drought in Iran, okay? Like a really, really bad drought. And that drought exacerbated a lot of problems within the country. You know, there's a lot of reasons why water distribution was the facilities weren't that good. There's a lot of corruption, But because there was this drought, farmers and a lot of people, there was talk that they would have to abandon Tehran. Like people were going to have to leave Tehran because the aquifers were dry and the city was going to fucking collapse. Like serious drought. And what happened was people were protesting. So there were a lot of protests last year as a result of this. And those protests grew. And then there were more protests in December. Now they weren't like directly connected, but this was all of there was a momentum. Okay. There are other issues. I'm not saying everything is because of the drought, but the drought was like the starting the ignition. Okay. And those protests became the biggest protests. And I forget if they were ever or since something or other, since 79 or whatever. And then the government cracked down, killed a bunch of people, and then eventually that led to, I think if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't be invading. So what I'm saying is that you can think of climate change as just this like, oh, yeah, it's getting hotter. Maybe, I'll have to get an air conditioner, or maybe I'll have to move north or some shit. But it's like, no, the problem with climate change is that populations start to have to...
Oh my God, what an absolutely awkward place for me to cut in and let you know that something fucked up with my track. And I'm in public as I record this, which is why it sounds different than normal. And I suddenly got sheepish over my filthy sailor mouth. But anyway, something happened with my track. This is now the second time this has happened. I think I am going to have to buy all new equipment. I don't know if the problem is my recorder, my card, my computer. I thought it was the card. It's not. I don't think it's my computer. I think it's the recorder itself. So that is fun. And your Patreon support helps me immensely. I hope you enjoyed this episode, even though it ended not in the fashion that I wanted it to. Between you and me, Daniel just mostly said more of the same. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please continue your Patreon support. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
News, 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 news.